The Denver Nuggets get another win, 2 in a row over the Milwaukee Bucks. The Nuggets, they get up to a 23-point lead in this game and barely, and I mean barely, hold on to it. But thank you to the stellar second half from Tim Hardaway Jr., Julian Strawther, huge third quarter, and Jalen Pickett puts the game away with a free throw. The Nuggets are able to get a victory. They move on to 31-15. Maybe keep the hope alive for 40-20. The Nuggets, man, they just continue to overcome adversity after adversity after adversity. No Jokic, no Murray, no Watson, no Brown, no Johnson. Gordon gets hurt right before the half. No Jonas Valanciunas. And the Denver Nuggets, they continue to churn butter and get another victory. The Denver Nuggets beat the Milwaukee Bucks 102-100, and this game was very, very interesting, man. The Nuggets, they got up to a massive lead at some point in time in this game, but just the offense stalled out greatly down the stretch, and they just were not able to keep it up and play consistently enough throughout that fourth quarter. And so the lead dissipated. And y'all, it felt like they were about to run away with the game. The Nuggets had an 83-63 lead with 11:08 left. Then it was an 86-63 lead after a Tim Hardaway crazy three with 10:33 left. And then it was 86-65, 88-68. Nuggets, they're holding on. And then they were up 18 points with 8:35 left. And then there was a 15-point lead, 18-point lead, 16-point lead, and an 18-point lead again with 6:42 left in the fourth quarter. But then they kept going. 5 minutes and 31 seconds left in the game. 5 minutes and 31 seconds. Jalen Pickett finds Zeke for another layup. It was a contested layup. I believe this one over Giannis Antetokounmpo. 5 minutes and 31 seconds left. The Milwaukee Bucks call a timeout. It is a 95-77 game. And then next thing you know, Miles Turner's come back in the game. Ryan Rollins hits a step-back three-pointer, and then you get miss shot after miss shot after miss shot from Denver. Giannis makes his free throws, makes 4 free throws in a stretch. The Nuggets brick everything. So again, y'all, just to remind you, it was 90 with 5:31 left. It was 95-77, and then it was 95-82, 95-83, 95-85, 95-87. The Nuggets went 3 minutes without scoring. 3 minutes without scoring and gave up a 10-0 run. And then on the other end, the Nuggets finally broke it. Tim Hardaway Jr. got a nice assist pass to Zeke, 97-87. And then down the stretch of the game, Bobby Portis made a great pull-up three, 97-92 with a minute and 30 left. And then you get 2 Zeke free throws. Ryan Rollins was huge down the stretch. He had a finger roll layup, and he had 2 threes in this game down the stretch of the fourth quarter. But Tim Hardaway Jr., so what happened was the Denver Nuggets, they call a timeout. It's a 99-97 lead. The Denver Nuggets call the timeout with 17 seconds left and I believe 12 seconds left on the shot clock. And they run an out of bounds play. Julian Strawther has to go and get the ball. They do a nice little entry pass in the middle of the zone to Tim Hardaway Jr. And Tim Hardaway Jr. very smartly turns around, feels Miles Turner, hand is too close to his left wrist, goes up while he's turning around. Let's see if he's going to shoot the ball. Miles hits his wrist, ball flies in the air, foul. And he goes to the free throw line and nails 2 free throws. And then Ryan Rollins makes another 3. Jalen Pickett gets fouled. And then he only makes one of them. And then he missed the second one. And then Kyle Kuzma tried a half-court heave and then misses the 3-point shot. And the Nuggets, they get another win. And I think the thing that this team needs to feel really good about, y'all, is that despite the fact that they have been down as many players as they've been down, they're now 9-5 without Jokic. 9-5. They have a 2.5-game lead over the Rockets in 4th place. And they're just a half a game back behind the San Antonio Spurs, despite the fact that they've been dealing with the amount of injuries they've been dealing with. They're 6-4, the Nuggets are, in their last 10 games. Like, this is all good. Like, these are all really good things. And I think Nuggets fans, you should be really encouraged by this reality. I mean, they're just holding serve, man. Jokic will be back, I believe, in the next few games, next couple of games, if not Sunday. And I think the team is in a really good spot. They just continue to How do you stave off the people that are trying to catch up to you in the third seed? They've basically been locked in the second and third seed this entire time, which if you would have talked about this, obviously, before the injury and during it and when it happened, especially the Heat game, a lot of people wouldn't believe that. And this is with the fact they probably should have beat Cleveland, but they just weren't able to do enough in the second half. And that was like the first real iteration of this Nuggets team kind of taking this new identity. So just a great performance for them, y'all. By the way, the Nuggets have 19 wins on the road this year. 19 of them. They have played 26 games on the road and just 20 at home. They have a very heavy laden home schedule. So this is game 45. So that means they have, what is that? So game 45, so 38 games left basically, or 37 games left. So of the 37 games they have left, I believe 21 of them are at home. So that is going to be a great opportunity for them to continue to try to get some wins. The Nuggets are 18-8 in the conference. That's really good. The Nuggets have 19 wins on the road. Like I said, that's the most in the NBA by 2 games. OKC is number 2. And OKC has played less games on the road than they have. The Nuggets, man, the way they're kind of sitting right here, they're in really good position to continue to have some really good victories. They got to play OKC 4 times, I believe. They got to play the Spurs 3 more times. They got to play the Rockets another time. They got to play the Lakers 3 more times or 2 more times, depending on how the schedule makers worked it. They got to play the Wolves 1 more time. They got to play the Suns again. So they got like some good games coming up versus Western Conference comp. But the good news is that Nikola Jokic and Jamal and everybody should be ready to rock and ready to go. So this is going to be a really interesting last stretch of the season, man. So really shout out to the Nuggets for holding on and holding to serve the way they've been doing. And shout out, by the way, to Julian Strawther today. He was excellent, especially in that third quarter. He really took over the offense for Denver, and especially with the fact that they just couldn't find it without Aaron Gordon. Today, Julian Strawther, he had 20 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists, and 1 steal. He was a plus 12 tonight. By the way, the Bucks were basically healthy, y'all. Like, their roster, they're missing Taurean Prince and Gary Trent and Kevin Porter. So, like, actually not basically healthy, but AJ Green, they're way more healthy than Denver. I'll say that. They're way more healthy in Denver in this game. They had their best player. And even with that, they could not really do much versus this Nuggets team today. And Julian Strawther, man, in that third quarter, he went crazy. In the third quarter alone, he had 16 points. He was 5 of 9 from the field, 1 of 3 from 3, and 5 of 6 from the free throw line. Huge plays in that quarter. Zeke today was great. 11 points, 12 rebounds for Zeke with 4 offensive rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 blocks. His defense on Giannis was actually really good today. Aaron Gordon in the first half was good. He had 13 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 steals. Spencer Jones today had 5 points, 2 assists, and 2 steals. He was a plus 7. Aaron Gordon was a plus 12. Spencer Jones only 1 of 4 from 3. Now, AG goes down. He tweaks his calf a little, or his hamstring a little bit, y'all. But I can just say, I just hope and pray that it's not serious. It's something that, like, is not going to hold him out. But it was just something that felt a little funny. But he'll be back in the next couple of days. If not Sunday, then Tuesday. They just can't keep weathering like these injuries like that. At some point, Lord willing, it will turn in their favor to where they'll have good health luck for the rest of the season, or favor in their health the rest of the year. So hopefully he's all right. Jalen Pickett had 13 points and 7 assists and 3 rebounds today. Made some really good plays down the stretch of the game. And then off the bench, man, Tim Hardaway Jr., who missed 22 straight threes. 22 straight. That made 3 of the clutchest and biggest threes that you'll see all year that were heavily contested, mind you. So Tim Hardaway got the first one to go in, and then he got one off a DHO, then one on the corner where he was super covered. But he was able to make some really good plays. Bruce Brown off the bench with a minus 20, 15 points, 3 rebounds, and 3 assists, and 2 steals. I'll say it like this. There are only 2 players in the minus, and one of them was Hunter Tyson in 11 minutes, and then Bruce Brown with a minus 20. I think he was a minus 21 in the last game they played as well, or maybe the Laker game. So there's something that's happening where, he's not affecting the game as well as you would like. I think his offensive game's been rough, but again, he made 6 of 11 shots today, so I don't want to blame him for that. Hunter Tyson didn't score. Deron Holmes hit a 3 off the bench. He was a +7. Curtis Jones also had a nice bucket today. He had 5 points off the bench. The Nuggets only shot 12 of 41 from 3. So their 3-point numbers are going down because of the last couple of games. 12 of 41, 29% from 3, but they were 20 of 23 from the free throw line today. 87%. And then they only shot 40% from the field. But on the other end, the Bucks shot 40% from the field themselves. 30.8% from 3 on 39 attempts. And they were 20 of 27 from the free throw line today. Like I said, Giannis was 14 of 16 from the free throw line. He had 22 points, 13 rebounds, and 7 assists. But he had a calf injury down the stretch of the game. Only played 32 minutes. Just really unfortunate situation, man. Giannis is currently like in one of the worst places that you can imagine for a player of his ilk, honestly. And it sucks because Giannis is a really good player. Like, he obviously is one of the best players in the world, and you want to see him be competitive. But something I noted on Twitter is Giannis has not won a playoff series since the first round of 2022 versus the Chicago Bulls when DeMar DeRozan was their best player. Giannis hasn't been in a competitive playoff series, meaning that was actually winnable, since 2022 in the second round versus the Boston Celtics. He is 1-9 in his last 10 playoff games. 1-9 in the last 10 playoff games. It is an abysmal situation for Giannis. Giannis is now looking at his 4th straight year of either not making the playoffs or a very quick first round exit. They're not making the playoffs if he stays with the Bucks this year. Not making the playoffs. So then we're going to have, over the course of Giannis's prime, in 4 of his best seasons, no postseason basketball for Giannis. And I understand, like, he pushed for the Drew Holiday trade and he pushed for the Dame trade and all that. I get it. They tried to manufacture Dame's Achilles injury by, basically cutting him and eating the salary and then signing Miles Turner. But I said in the summer that was going to be a horrible move for them. It ended up being a horrible move. People thought they were going to be good. Ryan Rollins started the year off well. This team was never good, y'all, and they're not good, and they won't be good. And Doc Rivers has done a horrible job. I just think all the way around, GM, player, coaches, failure, 100%. Giannis, I understand he doesn't want to ask for a trade, but this would be 100% the situation for Giannis to look at this and say, we're not even beating a Nuggets team that's missing. It's 5 starters and 2 rotation players. And we still can't beat them. They got walked this year in Denver when they sat their players as well. It's just not a tenable situation. And I don't think that Giannis should continue to endure that, given the fact that he doesn't want to have the trade request on his name. But at this juncture, this team is not competitive. They don't have fire. They don't have physicality. You don't have perimeter talent. You don't have a lot of things. And then on top of that, Doc Rivers is, I think, a very ancient coach in how he approaches the game. It looks like he's lost the team in some ways. I can't say he has. It looks like he's lost a team in some ways. And Giannis, you're dealing with injuries constantly at this point. What are we doing? It's time to let it go. Like, even today, like, he was nursing injuries. It looked like throughout the game. It reminded me of Embiid in 24 when he came back from the injury, but he's like, kneeling. Oh, he's like kneeled over and his hands are on his knees. And it just doesn't look as if he is physically able to do the job. But Giannis is just trying to be a soldier and to get through it. And I'm just telling you, man, like, it just doesn't need to happen anymore. I think that situation needs to go ahead and get it over with and get it done. But it's really unfortunate. But the good news is for Denver, y'all, they should get a host of people back on Sunday. Hopefully Jokic gets back on Sunday. If not, then hopefully Jokic is able to get back on Tuesday, and then the Nuggets can continue to just get wins and do what they need to do and take care of business, man. But wow, just what a game from Julian Strawther. What a game from Tim Hardaway Jr. Just great performances from them. Zeke Naji also, I thought, was really good as well. So shout out to the Nuggets, man. They get another win. Again, 9-5 without Jokic. That's a great win record. They might be able to get versus the Memphis Grizzlies a 10-5, which would be incredible. Y'all. So stay tuned. Got more coming up. I got Locked On NBA tonight. Y'all know what time it is. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. See y'all on the other side.